Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Tuesday Night Talk with our Executive Director, Lee Reed. I am Melissa Jean-Baptiste, the Communications Specialist. And if you all are not familiar with the ACRB by now, I'm going to hand it over to Lee before we get started with a very, very special segment tonight. And he'll give you a brief explanation on who we are, what we do here at the Atlanta Citizen Review Board. Take it away, Lee.
All right, thank you, Melissa. Hey, it's great to be here again on another Tuesday. As Melissa said, I'm Lee Reed, the Executive Director of the Atlanta Citizen Review Board. And I just want to tell you briefly about what the Atlanta Citizen Review Board is and what we do. Okay, so the Atlanta Citizen Review Board is an independent investigative agency of the city of Atlanta. We're authorized to receive, investigate, adjudicate, mediate citizen complaints against Atlanta police and corrections officers. Now, we were created back in 2007 after the death of Miss Katherine Johnson, who was killed in 2006 during an illegal police raid. And Miss Johnston was the 92-year-old community mother, grandmother, when she was killed. And that action and the subsequent actions of the police department related to the officers that were involved galvanized the community to want to have some change, to want to see something different as it relates to how do we hold officers accountable. They wanted to have more say in the process, more involvement in the process, and thus the city council listened to what the citizens were saying and created the Atlanta Citizen Review Board in 2007, and we opened the doors in 2008. That's the high level of what the ACRB is about. But look, I'm so excited about tonight because we have some special folks on here, and I'm not going to even go into it yet because I think, well, actually I can, because let me get on with it. Tonight, we have our special guests. We have our outreach team. We have the individuals who work every day to make sure that citizens understand who we are and what we do. They're the individuals that you will see planning events for us. You'll see them out in the community, handing out materials, talking to people, operating this podcast here, participating in our board meetings, bringing in volunteers. I mean, they do it all. So we have with us tonight, we have our community affairs coordinator, Naomi Bonman. We have our outreach specialist, Charles Curry, our administrative assistant, Adrienne Gillis, and of course, my co-star on this show.
Yes, sir.
Communication specialist, Melissa Jean-Baptiste. So we are happy to have the outreach team with us this evening. And we're going to go into what outreach is about because there are two components to it. And I'm going to say this part and then I'm going to stop. We have the outreach that's about awareness building, making sure that citizens understand who we are and what we do. But then we also have the community education piece. And that's where we talk about knowing your rights and your responsibilities when it comes to police interactions. I just got off a call a little while ago that a program that we have with the Atlanta Public School System called the ACRB Educators Fellows Program. Let me tell you, this information is the type of information that everybody in the citizen should know about, in the city should know about. And I just want to say off the top, thank you to the outreach team who's led by project manager Marla Smith for the work that you do. I know I'm always bringing things to you, but that's the way we roll. That's the way we're going to do it. So with that, I'm going to kick it back off to you, Melissa, so you can take us on the way.
All right. Thank you so much, Lee. And I'm so happy to have my team with us tonight. Like Lee said, we'll be getting into the functions of the agency, pretty much what we do, and our outreach events, and so much more. Before we get started with Lee's favorite part of the night, with all of his questions, we want to make sure that our special co-host, our special guests, and my coworkers get the opportunity to give a bio about themselves and who they are. So whoever wants to kick it off with their introduction and just giving us a brief intro about themselves, I'm gonna kick it to you guys.
Okay,
Don't
well,
be
I
shy
guess,
now. Let's go.
well, given the fact that I'm kind of like the senior guy on the team, I will start off by saying, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'd like to speak to the citizens and let them know how much we appreciate the opportunity to be the face of the ACRB on your behalf. I look at it as a blessing. I look at it as a ministry, more than just a paycheck. It's something that we have to bring passion to. I'm the outreach specialist, the public information officer. My name is Charles Curry. I come from a journalistic background, 13 years in TV in New York, total of 20 years as a journalist. Writing is a specialty, something I've been doing for quite a while. Born and raised in Richmond, Virginia, went to Hampton University, and where I majored in mass media, worked for CBS, after that in New York, and a number of other outlets all over the East Coast. So that's basically who I am professionally. I'm a married man, and we have wonderful outreach with that because, you know, my wife, when she first came here, was very much involved with community outreach. She founded the Ben Hill Merchants Association, or I should say co-founded it. Ben Hill Community Organization, she co-founded. And it was a thing where we bring a passion to community outreach. It's something that we really love to do as a couple, which is something that I brought to the table when I got here, something that I was really looking forward to do. So in a nutshell, that's who I am. That's what I do. We just have a joy to be a part of an organization that will allow us to bring the ACRB story to the people.
Thanks, Charles.
Charles, real quick. I know you said Hampton University. You know, most times people say the real HU, comparing it to Howard University. But I get why you didn't, because, you know, when you were there, it was HI, Hampton Institute,
That's right.
Right? Okay, I get that. And the
I'm
other
trying to
thing
deal with
Charles
the bigger audience, you know?
and the other thing Charles didn't mention was that he is the father of an Academy Award nominee.
For sure.
Who did a documentary on Attica, right?
Amazing.
Running on Showtime. Currently running on Showtime. Yes, sir.
Which is relates to what the type of work that we do, justice. Okay. And all right,
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna stop there. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to get that in real quick. Melissa, roll on.
Lee's happy. This is his domain. Outreach, yes. And what we do is his favorite part. If you all have not noticed it already, but we're going to continue to introduce the rest of our team. So Adrienne, Naomi, which one do you want to go next?
I'll go. I'm Adrienne Gillis, Administrative Assistant Senior for the Atlanta Citizen Review Board. Well, my bio doesn't compare to Mr. Charles, but I have a huge background, mostly in customer service, administrative work, and accounting. I graduated from Swainsboro Technical College in Swainsboro, Georgia, and I graduated with a computer science associate's degree, and that's pretty much it for me. I'm a single mom of 2 boys. Yeah, that life. And yeah, that's pretty much
it. Adrienne's being modest.
She really is.
You know, she's being modest. But
she does
one thing about Adrienne, you know, she mentioned having 2 boys and younger boys. Both of them one of them is in school and one is I guess a toddler now, right? No, still a baby or a toddler. You know, so you can see in her work and in her communications, though, the passion that she brings to this work, because she knows that this work could affect her in a very intimate way. You know, so we appreciate that every day. You know, she look at it. She wants to smile right now. The bubbly attitude. Look here. I'm ready to charge in and get in. Because she's a warrior like that. And we appreciate that, Adrienne.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Naomi.
Hey everyone, I'm Naomi Bonman. I hail from Southern California. And like a few of my fellow colleagues, I'm also a HBCU graduate. I graduated from Clark Atlanta University. and I'm approaching my 1-year anniversary with the agency at the end of this month. me and Melissa came on together. What else? And like Charles, I also have a journalism background as well as screenwriting and public relations. And overall, I just enjoy working with the ACRB team, especially the outreach team. I mean, every day is like a new day. Like, I know some people have like routine jobs, but for us, it's like a new day. Like, I wouldn't say a challenge, but like, we get to, like, our jobs are always interesting. So it keeps coming to work exciting.
Definitely. I agree, Naomi.
And Naomi, is another one who likes to be modest and keep it quiet. She is about the business of staying organized, keeping things trucking on down the tracks. And that's important when you're talking about outreach, when you're talking about trying to do a lot of different events and being fresh with the ideas and being innovative. Naomi, I appreciate that. And, hey, gotta give love to the HBCUs all day. Even though I'm a Morehouse man, it's all love with the AUC and all my HBCUs. Because we're gonna have Melissa. She's gonna tell us a little bit about that some school down there in Florida.
And you will not do that to the illustrious Florida A&M University.
All right now.
But thank you, Lee. And I mean, you all see me every week, but I am a part of the outreach group. Again, I am the communication specialist. I'm from Miami, Florida, graduated from Florida A&M University with a degree in communication and design. And pretty much my background includes a lot of different positions in communications, but mainly I work with our public relations and working with the media, going to these outreach events and really having the opportunity to speak in front of the community and inform them and pretty much give them the resources that we have. So I really enjoyed this part of my job and being able to be with this agency. It brings me back to my focus in high school where I worked, I studied criminal justice. So it's like my high school and college degree coming together, working together to join forces. So I'm really happy to be a part of the ACRB, seeing you all every other week, having the opportunity to speak on what we do and who we are. But I think this may have been the longest introduction, but it is the best one, I think. And it's time for Lee's favorite part of the night, where he gets to ask all those good questions for us, and myself included.
Well, when you talk about outreach, they deserve a long introduction because they're out there in the community. We want the community to see those faces and to know those faces because they're going to see them out there in the community, So I appreciate you all sharing yourselves with the community. So with that, we're going to go on and get into the questions that we have. So for the people tuning in, so they can get a better understanding of your role and what you contribute to the ACRB, could you shed a little light on that? I mean, you talked about your background and you gave your position titles, but I don't think that probably sheds enough light on what it's like for you in your day-to-day positions as you're doing this work on behalf of the ACRB and on behalf of the board and the citizens of Atlanta. Anybody. Thank you, Adrienne.
We got to provide access.
Oh, Charles, yes, sir.
It's always good to know that we are about trying to provide access to ACRB programs and services, telling that ACRB story, the citizens that might not otherwise have access to our story. Key component is that we're trying always to be accessible, whether it be from TV, radio, phone, or computer, but always also mobile and widely available with citizens where they live, where they work, where they play, whether they enjoy entertainment. It's about meeting and reaching citizens wherever they are and engaging them with the ACRB story. That's what it's really all about. And that's what motivates us every day in the work that we do. And it's a multifaceted operation. Would you guys agree?
For sure.
I agree.
And working as the communication specialist has provided me the opportunity to implement programs like this, with lead projects that, you know, we've always wanted to do as an agency, really being in position allowed me to do that. And it really is, there's no glass ceiling. Like, I can honestly do as much as I can and I see fit to help, you know, really voice the message to the community. So going to outreach events with Charles and making sure that we show up and finding the activities and events, whether it be at like the libraries or, like we said before, schools and festivals and things like that, that's where Charles and I come in and we work really closely. And we've been beginning to work a lot more closely as we finally have been able to get out and really get around town. So that's pretty much what encompasses my day, along with social media, of course, staying connected with you all, making sure that we're accessible to media and providing them the information that they need, whether it's, you know, speaking with Lee or answering interview questions and things like that. That's pretty much what I do in my day-to-day working with the ACRB.
Hey,
And I have,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. And I'm pretty much behind the scenes, making
Doing
sure
everything.
everything is going like it needs to, as far as finances, making sure everything is paid to keep us rolling, making sure that I'm ordering the materials that you need to make each event successful, as
Right.
the little giveaways, the little trinkets, all the ACRB marketing tools you see. That's pretty much what I do. Make sure that we have all those things in place, make sure the team has everything they need to make sure they can get what they need done. Like I'm behind everybody. So I'm the go-to person.
She has 6 more arms that she's not showing us right now. The other arms are like behind her back right now.
She knows where the bones are buried and how to dig them up.
Mhm.
And then for my
And Adrienne, I've heard that you've shown up at some of the events as well.
Yes, she has.
Yes, she
Absolutely. So
has.
yeah, I'll definitely come out to an event. I'll definitely be at the basketball game tomorrow night. I like basketball, so yeah, I'll be out there.
That's the Mayor's Midnight Madness, the Mayor's Midnight Madness event at the C.T.
Yep.
Martin Natatorium and Recreation Center. Every Wednesday night for the spring and summer, we'll be there for that.
For sure.
and,
Naomi,
and then for
I know
my,
you were about to tell us about your day-to-day.
and
We
then for
can't
my
leave you
and
out.
then, and then for my day today, I work closely with Adrienne and also our project manager, Myola Smith, to make sure everything goes smoothly. And I'm also I'm behind the scenes, and sometimes I'll also attend an event with Melissa and Charles as well. So just making sure that I make sure Charles and Melissa have everything that they need. And if they're lacking anything, then I work closely with Adrienne to make sure everything flows efficiently, and make sure that that we're all working together as a team.
Yep.
Great. You know, I heard somebody say something about going around the city, and I just want to put this out here real quick. Now, I think, well, I don't think, I know, but anyway, I'm gonna play like I'm thinking. We have some vehicles that's been rolling around the city that somebody's been riding around in.
Some people, a few people.
So can you speak on that real quick? I mean, because I know that's a part of somebody's duties.
Let me tell you, it's a wonderful thing. This mobile billboard that we're dealing with right now, riding all around the city. I mean, I've had people recently flagging me down, asking questions about us. I've had a banker who's called us up saying, I want to be a part of our Integrity Street team, something that we'll be talking about a little bit later, wanting to be a part of what we're doing, in rush hour traffic in neighborhoods and some of the key spots where there may be some problems with crime. We've been rolling around, letting people know what's happening. It's part of our mobile operations program. It's what we're doing. It's called MOC. And we're very proud of it, right? Right, guys?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it not only just canvassing the downtown area where we know there's a lot of high crime or high activity going on. We're trying to make sure, Charles, that we also follow where there has been police reportings and things like that going on in the city the week prior. So, just in case, to find out if there is anyone that's in a community or an area that had something like a burglary or anything going on where police may have been called. We're riding around making sure that they see it, and if it's a resource that they need, they're getting that accessibility. Our wrap vehicles are covered from like a 360 angle with our telephone number, social media, and everything. So if you see us, honk, it's usually Charles or myself riding around either to an event or, like we said, just canvassing areas. So it's a new program that we've introduced. We've always had the trucks at events, but making sure we canvass those areas that, have the high crime visibility has been something new that we've rolled out.
So what motivates you guys to, be a part of outreach? I mean, because honestly, outreach, community engagement requires special type of folks to do that. Everybody is not equipped or able to go out and speak to people or have the organizational skills to make these types of events happen. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what's your motivation? What drives you to say, hey, I can do this outreach thing and I like doing it and I'm good at
it? Lee, I think the one thing that the thread that runs through all of us and the thread that runs through all the people that we've encountered who want to be a part of us and what we do, who want to support us, can be summed up in one word: passion. It's more than just a paycheck. I said that earlier. You really have to have a passion for this kind of work and an understanding of the importance of what we do. Right, guys?
For sure. Absolutely. Because, I mean, like, I've always had a passion for helping people. So this was like right down my alley because I'm already a chatterbox. So I like talking to people. I like talking to people. I talk to people everywhere. So I strike up a conversation with anybody. So I talk to people. And then when you're giving out, informative information, something that may potentially help somebody later on that day, right then, like you never know what a person is going through or what they somebody else that they know is going through. So when it comes to stuff like that, it's a lot of people out here that really don't know about us or what we do, but it's just like I said, it's as simple as going out to an event, speaking, talking to people, striking up a conversation. Well, hey, you know about the ACRB? We do this, that, and the third. And they're like, oh wow, really? Because they don't know we're here, but that's where the outreach team comes into play, and we tell you, hey, this is us. This is what we do. We're here. We're ready to help. So, come see us.
Right. And I think it is a thing where a lot of us have moved to Atlanta from somewhere else. So it's a few different factors that are involved, at least for me, being of this hue and, how our demographic definitely always has been targeted. That alone strikes passion for me, aside from just, wanting to be in communications, liking to speak and really be, in the forefront of it. Those are motivating factors for me. And I moved somewhere and I want to make sure where I move to is, safe and I can walk the streets, whether I'm going, from work while we're in City Hall downtown and not have to worry about certain problems. So it's a community problem. And being that, we moved here and we're benefiting from what Atlanta has, I think, this type of work is important and it's the least we can do to make sure that, we're all safe. So that's where my motivation comes from.
And Lee, we can't be working in a vacuum either. I mean, we must be visibly engaged in community events and organizations that share that kind of passion, constantly seeking opportunities to collaborate with diverse organizations and cultivating citizens and groups, to let them know that we're here, to let them know that we can be supportive. We can do things together to try to uplift what's going on in the community, because the community needs many, many tools to be safe. And we're just one of those tools.
Right. And I think we also kind of like help the community get their voice heard.
Yes.
Adrienne said like how Adrienne was talking about, you never know what somebody is going through. So sometimes when you're out there, sometimes they just want us to listen to them. And so that's what we do. Like when we're out there at outreach events, we're like that listening ear to like help them, like let them know that, that they are heard.
Naomi, you brought up something that leads us into my next question. And so when you're out there doing these events or out in the field during these events, what do you typically encounter? I mean, give us a flavor of what that interaction is like. Are people receptive, or people like Oh my God. I know Adrienne has said, you know, some people don't know that we exist. Do you get challenges? Do you get people saying, oh, I'm sharing this, I mean, with my folks, or what is it like during those interactions?
Well, definitely. I know at the last basketball event, we definitely had people like that that were very receptive to receive our information. They were, well, I didn't know you were here. Thank you for telling me. I know somebody that can use this information. I'm gonna pass it along, things of that nature. Because, like I said, a lot of people don't know that we're here, but we do have people that are really receptive to receiving our information and passing it along to the next person.
Thank
I
you.
definitely agree with that. And you see a lot, and I feel like Naomi said, we've only been here a year. May will make a year at the beginning of it for me. So there are a lot more interactions that I will encounter. But one of the initial things that I do see are, you know, once people finally understand what we're saying and we give them the rundown, they're always like, I wish I would have known about this with X, Y, and Z, or, you know, a particular situation that has happened to them before. So it's a resource that's clearly needed and wanted. And, you know, we always say everyone has a regulator, or, you know, everyone has to check in at their job with somebody, but we all feel like police don't. So they see it as something that's really great, that, you know, we're out here policing the police in a sense, or making sure that they can't get away with certain things. So it definitely is positive, amongst other things, when you meet people out in the field.
And you know what, Lee? I think another factor is the George Floyd factor. We're living in the George Floyd era right now. I see after 7 years that there are more people coming up wanting to find something that they can do, something that is safe, something that is meaningful, something that they can join and feel that they're making a difference. So we're getting a lot of volunteers are coming through, or I should say workers who want to work with us coming through, who are expressing that passion that I was talking about earlier, who want to do something and do something that's going to have an impact, yet will not put them out there on the front lines out there, maybe risking their lives or anything like that, but can be very, very just as meaningful, just as impactful in terms of making a difference. And I think that's where we are right now.
Yep.
All right, everybody. All right, everybody wants to be that change.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So I love the way you guys are like flowing into where I'm trying to go next. You're making it easy for me. You know what I'm saying? Because my next question just happened to be, as an agency, you know, what are we doing to encourage community involvement in our outreach events? How do we get that word out? Or what can we tell people to say, look, if you want to find out about where we're going to be next, this is where you need to check us out at. I mean, what are we doing to help people know?
Well, definitely, we're running it on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're definitely there.
Yes.
Not only there, but we have our own website, www.acrb.gov. So all of our information can be found across the board. There's no way you can miss out on what ACRB has going on. And some other organizations help promote our stuff as well. And our board members, they report to their appointing entities, and they pass out our information as well, and, you know, keep up with our events. And we also do events with the appointing entities as well. So we're out here. You can find us. It's not hard.
Yeah, that's true. And we're right now running on 30 streaming TV channels all throughout the region. And we're getting great feedback on that. People are calling up saying that they want to get involved as a result of the PSAs that we're running. And
I mean, we're building and developing our volunteer and recruiting processes. We're doing recruitment for our Integrity Street team. And with the Integrity Street team, it's so special because we are hiring and paying people for their time.
Yes.
We've gone and we're doing a lot of recruitment. You can contact us directly, but we're also doing things like posting ads on Indeed and things like that to make sure we get people who want to really work in this field. It isn't just something, you know, to just throw a check at and get people. We really want to have the people who are on our street team, you know, knowledgeable of the program and the agency as a whole and what we're promoting. So we've definitely been pushing our IST Integrity Street team. I would tell anyone who's listening who may have any type of any feeling that they want to get involved, to like really reach out to our team, Mr. Curry, especially because we've been working to build our IST program. So that's one of the big and major components that we've been working towards, trying to get community involvement and get our outreach up. So you're not just seeing us, you're seeing, you know, a whole community of people behind us in our ACRB gear.
Yeah, and listen, you know, we're at the beginning of our busy season right now. We're talking about
Yes.
spring and summer. You're going to have more outside events, festivals, block parties, anything. No crowd is too big or too small. I mean, you taught me that, Lee, when I first got here. I mean, I was upset. I mean, when I first got here 7 years ago, and I put together an event, you know, organized it and did all the pre-work and got there, and there were maybe 6 people there. And I was mad. I was so upset. And you came back and said, look, man, it's not about the numbers right now. He said, the most important thing is that you're there. He said that you said the numbers will come. I never forgot that. Stayed with me forever. Made a difference in my life. Because I had never thought like that. Because people will tell other people. The most important thing you said is the fact that we're there.
That's right.
Yeah.
We are there. Whether, you know, no matter how big or how small, we're there. And we will be there. Because that's what we're about, telling the ACRB story.
Yeah.
That's right. From 1 to 100 or more.
That's right.
You know, it's about putting the message out there, and as you said, being there, being present,
right,
being where the people are. You know, we don't run this operation just out of City Hall.
Right.
We run it from the street. We run it from the neighborhood. We run it from wherever we can go, wherever people want us to be and where we want to be able to get this information out, because it's all about, you know, policing is one of those things that can impact you 24 hours, 7 days a week, no matter where you are or what you are doing, right? Because we as a society have said, look, police can go anywhere, basically.
Yeah.
That badge and uniform gives them a lot of power. So we need to make sure that citizens understand the rights and responsibilities associated with that, so that we can have the checks and balances that we need to make sure that policing works for us. You know, so anyway, that's and I'm glad that you all are carrying that out there, extending our reach out to the communities. And
I want to also add to what you're saying, Lee, in regards to, you know, outreach. It doesn't end or start, you know, it doesn't end with just the events. We also, because we know we're finally being able to get back out, we, you know, we're required monthly to be this transparent and open agency. So we have our monthly board meetings. So, you know, included in our outreach and having people come out to community events, we're open now and we're meeting in person. So we want to make sure that people know that you can come in and make your public comment or call the public comment line to let us know your concerns and voice those concerns, because that all encompasses and it's all included in community outreach. So, you know, promoting that as we return back to City Hall is another key point and another big thing that we're making sure that we, you know, we hit on as we build on our community engagement. But it's everything you said, Lee, and everything that everyone said today and more. We're, you know, working towards really making sure that ACRB is a known name in Atlanta, you know, that second call, people
and
know
beyond.
And beyond. Absolutely.
And beyond. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yes, because they failed to tell y'all that we are a model organization. Yeah. So I answer phone calls all the time for people wanting to follow in our footsteps and open up their own civilian oversight agency. So we out here. It's not like we're not being seen by everybody, but we out here.
we just got a call today, Lee, from a TV station in Birmingham, calling about the Birmingham Civilian Oversight Agency, and they want to come up and interview us about what we did right and why it's difficult when you first start and how we became successful, which was what the reporter wanted to know. And, you know, comparing it to this organization that's just getting started, and what can they look for in terms of the problems that they might encounter. So, I mean, these are the kinds of things that are coming to our phone all the time. They want to know about us.
That's great.
Right. And we can't forget about our mailing list too. We do have a growing subscriber list, and we do like a quarterly newsletter.
So
that's-
Naomi, what's the importance of people joining the subscriber list?
so they can, like, some people want to keep in touch because, you know, we're in a technology age where people are always on their phones, or, you know, or like always on their computers. And then it's also our way of, like, you know, like keeping in contact and keeping in communication, and like another way with our subscribers that we meet at different outreach events, or some of the board members will also bring in their contacts.
Yeah.
That's just one way that we keep the word of mouth going.
Because, and you know, you hitting it right where it needs to be, because a part of that subscriber list and a part of the website and social media is the transparency, the relaying of information about what we do, what the police department does, because it's important. That's how that's how you're able to have that citizen empowerment, so that you can have an impact on the forces that impact you, right? So,
Yep.
you know, when we talk about outreach, it's larger than just handing out some materials. You know, it's about transmitting that information, having this communication, having this two-way street when we have this conversation about policing, about, you know, questions and answers and concerns, you know, because everything is not about a complaint all the time. Sometimes it's just, I want to know, I need to know, you know what I mean? So I know we're running short on time, but guess what? I got something for you. We're going to do a round robin real quick. Okay. I'm going to ask the question and I'm going to point to somebody to answer. Well, not point, but, you know, ask, call somebody's name. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. So as we wrap up in these last few minutes here, if you tell a citizen one thing about the ACRB, and when you tell them this, you're telling them that you think this is going to have an impact on their lives, what would it be? Naomi, get it started.
All right, good question, Lee. If I could tell one person about the ACRB, I would tell them that we're here to support them. We're here to listen to them, and if they feel that, you know, if they feel that like no one else in the community is hearing them out, like we're that source. We're like that friend or family member that they can think of, that they could think of us as.
Because we know everybody doesn't know a lawyer.
That's
Everybody
right.
doesn't have a relationship with their zone commander. Everybody doesn't have a relationship with the elected officials, right? Some people don't have anybody that they even can talk to and tell about the experiences that they have, but they have us. And that's what we commit to every day, is being there for that person who has nowhere else to go. And as well, being there for people who have other places to go. Because at the end of the day, we're about making it better for everybody in the community, for the citizens and for the officers, you know. And a part of that is sometimes calling people to the carpet. A part of that is sometimes saying, look here, this is the information, this is the way it goes. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna move on. My next person. Adrienne. You guys thought I froze for a minute, right?
No, I just knew you were coming to me next. I was just sitting there like, people that call my name. But definitely, I would definitely let them know that we're definitely here for you. Your problem is not too big or not too small for us to handle, whatever it is. If you don't feel like it's significant enough for anybody to want to help with, that's not the case. We are here for you no matter what it is, no matter the capacity of it. So don't be afraid to come to us. And we're not in cahoots with anybody. We're here specifically to serve you as the citizen, to make sure that your wrongs are being right. So don't be afraid. It's okay. You can come to us, and we're not going to turn your case over to nobody. We're not going to turn you away and act like you don't know what you're talking about or you're crazy or whatever. That's not the case. it's okay. You can come to us. We are here to help you. So don't be afraid.
And you know, Adrienne, that is so important. You know, there are a lot of pressures out here with people, and people are experiencing a lot of different things. And you know, sometimes that we've gotten to a society where some people just don't have anybody to talk to, or people dismiss what they're feeling and what they're thinking and what they've experienced. But I tell you what, at ACRB, we don't dismiss people like that. You know, we're gonna take what it is. Actually, you know, if it's a complaint, if it's a question, we're gonna take it seriously, no matter who it is or who it came from or what it's about. You know, because that's how serious we are committed. Seriously, we are committed to serving our community and ensuring that, you know, we have the best police officers out there on the force. You know, so thank you for mentioning that. Well, keep it along with our, you know, the way we've been going, you know, ladies first type thing. We're gonna kick it now to Melissa. What's that one thing you would say?
I would say that we provide a clear and transparent environment for you to feel safe about, you know, concerns and matters where people normally don't feel safe speaking on. You know, no one ever feels really empowered or safe going against the power, you know, that lies within our community, the people who hold power within our community. And we provide that free, transparent, you know, space to really be able to tell your grievances and your concerns so you can really see a better outcome for not just yourself, but, you know, everyone and family members and, you know, people to come, fellow citizens and people that, you know, will occupy the city later to have a better space to be in.
That was good. Listen, people to come, people even after us, making things better, you know, and your involvement, citizens' involvement makes that happen. You know,
because if they don't tell us, we won't know.
That's right. We won't know. We people have to tell us. Well, they have to know we exist so that they can, you know, the thing where you know, thing, you have to know us to trust us and trust us to use us. You know, though that has to happen. Know us to trust us to use us. And that's what we strive for when we talk about this community engagement, outreach, education, awareness, all of that. Now, Charles, we're going to kick it to you. What's that one thing? I know you got something. Bring it to me.
Don't sit on the sidelines when the ACRB is on the front line. Understand that you have power. Exercise your power.
No, understand that you have power. You know,
exercise it.
And exercise it. You know, but first, like you said, you got to understand that you have power. You know,
that's right.
And there are a lot of folks that believe they don't have any power. You know, but guess what? You're not going to be alone when you come to the ACRB. You know, because you come into an organization, an agency that takes this work seriously, that is going to call a ball, strike a strike, and look at the evidence and be able to let you know either the officer did something wrong or the officer didn't do something wrong. You know, or give you guidance through our education, educational programs. You know, so I'm saying citizens be involved. Contact when you see us out at events, come up and speak to us. Participate, volunteer. We have a number of different initiatives that you could be a part of. The outreach team is going to start looking into a new program that hasn't come across their desk yet, but real soon. That that I think would be great. But I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to kick it over to you, Melissa, before I get in trouble, talking about things that my wish list and all of that. So Melissa,
Because we know we're your favorites.
yes, you are. You all are.
Well, thank you, everyone. It's been a pleasure to have the rest of my team join me and Lee on something we do every week. So it's fun to have the people that, you know, work with me every day to make sure our outreach efforts, excuse me, getting all tongue-tied, our outreach efforts get handled. So it was amazing to have you all. Thank you so much for your time. But that is our time for tonight. And if you have a question or if you would like to file a complaint, please visit our website. Our website is www.acrbgov.org, or you can give our office a call at 404-865-8622. We are now in the office, so if you'd like to come in and speak to us and file a complaint, you can also do that by coming down to City Hall. We're on the 9th floor. It's going to be Suite 9100. So make sure you do that as well. And that is our time for tonight. We'll see you again Tuesday, May 3rd at 6 p.m. I'm Melissa Jean-Baptiste.
I'm Naomi Bonman.
I'm Adrienne Gillis.
I'm Charles Curry.
And I'm Lee Reed. This okay, see,
So
now
happy.
for those who have been watching us, we always seem to get that one off. But I tell you what, the outreach team got it right.
And I'm so happy my team did me right.
Right. A smooth transition. Okay. Yes. And I'm Lee Reed, Executive Director of the ACRB. Thank you for joining us tonight. And actually, May 3rd, we're going to have a special program because we're going to have some individuals from the Educators Fellows program to come on and speak with us about that experience. And, you know, thank you, outreach team. I appreciate the work that you do, the hard work that you commit to the agency. And, you know, I respect you guys' work, and let's just keep on marching forward. And I'll send that new program to you within the next, I won't send it tonight, but within the next day or two. I know you guys are, since I mentioned it, I know you guys are chomping at the bit now trying to get to it, but I'm gonna hold off for a day before I send it over.
Thanks, Lee. And thank you all again for watching. You all have a good night.
Same thing.
Good night.
Good night, guys.